Hi, everybody. This is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And in this video, I'm going to be looking at what is going on. What is going on? How come the world looks the way that it is? And how did we get here?
Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Also, please follow me on bittube.video. You can also follow me on Odyssey. These are both censorship-resistant platforms, and every now and then I am going to post a video which isn't going to be on YouTube. Now, this video is not going to be on YouTube in its entirety. You're going to have to watch it on my other platforms, either on BitTube or on Odyssey, and I'll have the links in the description below. And that's because of the censorship ravaging former Western democracies. You know, when I think of censorship and countries and states that have espoused or used censorship, Soviet Union, China, North Korea, Saudi Arabia, none of them are countries that I think it's worth imitating in those regards. You know, they all wanted to limit information so that people weren't able to make informed choices for themselves. And this way, people were just being directed into whatever the dominant narrative was. What are other countries that have really enforced strict censorship? East Germany, Hitler's Germany, and other oppressive regimes. And now we find the United States, UK, France, Germany, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, all of them pushing for censorship of information in one way or another. And it's been going on for a few years now. I know because in June 2019, I had about 80 of my videos deleted by YouTube. I've been shadow banned ever since, which means that my videos don't show up on the algorithm as high as they should, given the amount of videos that I put out. I post pretty much every single day, given the size of my channel. And then in December 2019 and January 2020, YouTube deleted another 80 odd of my videos. So I'm really careful about what I say on YouTube, because this is one of the ways that I make a living. Now, if you want to support my work, what I ask you to do is to subscribe, comment, like, whichever platform you're watching it on. Let me know what you think about all of this, and let me know that you're here, because that does make a difference. Because otherwise I'm just speaking into a void. Actually, I'm speaking into a little green light above my Mac, and your comments let me know that you're out here. Now, if you'd have said to me in January 2020 that come August 2021, the world would look this way, with an explosion in domestic abuse, an explosion in child abuse, those two are particularly important to me because I work as a child protection social worker. If you'd have said to me that come August 2021, there's going to be a push in the UK by the so-called libertarian, liberal, small government, family-focused conservative party that governs the UK, that prevents families from meeting each other, that's out to enforce vaccine passes for everyone, I'd be like, what are you talking about? If you'd have said to me that Australia and Canada would be experiencing the sort of shutdowns and lockdowns and suppression and oppression that would be typical, I suppose, in China or Saudi Arabia or North Korea, whenever there's dissent, I'd be like, what are you talking about? That isn't possible. Come on. Well, it's happening. And in this video, I'm going to go through what I think are the reasons why it's happening, what's underneath, there's all the pretense on the surface that it's all about taking care of us. And then there's what's underneath that's really running the show. So I'm going to give my take on it. Now, what I'm saying isn't necessarily the truth, and I'm not the first one to say it, and I'm going to give a broad overview, and there's going to be many, many gaps, but it's the coalescing of lots and lots of different themes and ideas. See, one of the things that I do as a child protection social worker is I get a phone call from a school, and the school say, can you come in? We think, and check out this family. We think there may be child abuse going on. So I go to that house and meet with the parents, and I ask them, I don't ask them, are you abusing your children? Because that's a pointless thing to ask. Because if a parent isn't abusing their children, they're not going to say to me, yes, I'm abusing my children, when they're not. And if a parent is abusing their children, they're not going to say to me, yes, I am. So either way, whether they're abusing or not abusing, they're not going to own up to it. So then what I have to do, and what I do, is I look at it from lots of different angles. I look at it from the point of view of the children. I look for signs in how the children are with each other. I look for how the children interact with their parents. I look at what the GP has to say, the health visitor, the nurses, the schools, other professional agencies, the police. So I'm looking at it from lots and lots and lots of different angles. And every angle that I look at it from adds to the complexity, but I'm looking for correlations, corroborations, and evidence. Evidence that it's going on or evidence that it's not going on. And it's the same deal with how the world has shaped in the last year and a half. See, whether it's a household with the parents and the children, or whether it's a government with their citizenry, all it is human beings talking to each other, just human beings talking to each other at different scales. And you may have human beings which have more power, more say, more authority, possibly more credibility. They have greater access to an audience. People give them more regard what they say sometimes. So you have the powerful in a household, which will be the parents, and the less powerful, which will be the children. And the younger they are, the less power they have. And it's the same deal like a fractal, that with governments and corporations, you have the powerful and they have access to the media and money and advertising revenue and lobbying revenue. And then you have the less powerful, or those with less access to platforms to be heard, which will be the citizenry. Now, I know that's all very, very crude. Now, bear with me as I lay out what I think is going on and what are the forces at play here. Because that's the other thing that I do when I go into investigate child abuse. I look at what are the forces that are in play here. What's going on in the background that's shaping what's in the foreground. And part of that process means that I have to deal with what's really, really unpalatable. I don't want there to be child abuse. It's unpleasant when I come across it, and I come across it all too often. You wouldn't believe some of the things that I've come across that human beings do to another. And what I'm talking about are human beings that are closely connected, parents to each other, parents to their children, older children to younger children. People that are closely connected do the nastiest things to each other, and it's unpleasant to confront. So then it's not too much of a jump for me to consider that where people aren't so closely connected, they will do nasty things to each other. And if I look at the human history, it's punctuated by too many episodes of human beings doing the most vile, nasty things to each other, and all the while pretending that they're not. So in March 2020 in the UK, we were told that we were going to lock down for 3 weeks because there was this deadly virus that was going to overwhelm the health services, which would then lead to even more deaths because we wouldn't be able to treat people. So we were told it's 3 weeks, 3 weeks to flatten the curve. Now here we are, August 2021, and the push is for getting everybody vaccinated. The push is for getting everybody injected or inoculated, and that people should have these vaccine passes to allow them to participate freely in life. Because without these vaccine passes, you ain't going to have any freedom. That's how it goes. So the press is on to get injected, to get inoculated. Well, how did we get here? And what are the forces at play? If you're watching this on YouTube, come over to my other channels where you can find out about what my answers are and my take on this. I will be posting additional videos anyway on Odyssey and on BitTube because those are censorship-resistant platforms and I want to build my audience there. So ever since Nixon